Hi, my name is Dr. Andre Jones with Inspire Dental here in Seattle, Texas. And today we're going to be talking about dental fillings. This is something we get a lot of questions about. And so I hope this video will be informative to you and that it will answer some of the questions that you may have regarding dental fillings. So a dental filling is used when someone has a cavity at a tooth. A cavity is where the bacteria or mouth has started to eat away at the tooth. And as they start eating away at the tooth, this leaves the tooth in a decayed state. So we, the dentist, we go in and we will drill in the tooth to remove that cavity, but now it leaves a hole. So to fill in that hole, we place what is called a filling to build the tooth back up to its normal shape, normal size, and that way it's as if nothing has happened before, and now the tooth is restored to its fullness. So that is one example of a type of filling. Another type of filling is where, say, if someone broke their tooth or they have wear to their tooth, breaking a tooth could come from, you bite on something hard, you got hit in the mouth, all of these, there's many different ways that this can happen. And so in that case, as well as we want to build the tooth back up to its normal size. So again, we have what are called tooth colored fillings that when we build the tooth back up, not only do we make the tooth its normal shape and size, but now the tooth is built up in a way where no one could tell that something happened or occurred. So a question I often get asked are, can fillings be avoided? And in general, the answer is yes. So, for example, if someone gets a cavity and needs a filling, well, then cavities are preventable. The way we prevent cavities is by normal flossing and brushing routines. And there's also many types of toothpaste out there that can be used to help repair and straighten the teeth to also further prevent cavities from forming. It's also important that if you coming to the dentist and having a normal routine hygiene visit, also are ways that we prevent cavities. And so fillings can be prevented in the case of regarding decay. Now, if someone has an abscess, then that's something that, really can be kind of unpreventable, unpreventable, because it happens, accidents happen. And so in that case, that can come as a surprise. But there are things like mouth guards and night guards that can be used to help protect the teeth. So if you know that there's a situation or environment that you're going to be in, that it's going to pose you at a high risk of having some type of trauma, then we want you to use one of those guards to then also prevent the need of having the tooth have to be rebuilt again. Another question that I get asked is, can the tooth filling be done without drilling? Because most of us hate the idea of having our tooth drilled in, and then also just the feeling of it, the vibrations and all that is never very comfortable. And oftentimes we have to get numbed up to even have our tooth drilled in. So there are types of fillings that if the decay is very early, that we can actually place a filling called a sealant over it to seal it off. That way the bacteria that's in it dies, because now it has no source of oxygen or nutrients for that bacteria to continue to thrive. So there are some special circumstances where filling can be done without some drilling. In most cases, though, drilling is absolutely necessary. And so in the instance that we have to do some drilling, what we'll do is we'll numb up the area that we're going to be working on. That way, as we're drilling, it lessens the vibrations, the feeling of the vibrations, and also the tooth won't be sensitive while we're working. That way, you, the patient, are perfectly comfortable throughout the entire process. Questions that we are asked are, what are the different types of fillings we have in dentistry? Because there are so many. So the most common types are either a silver filling or a tooth clear filling. Now, the silver fillings have been around for decades. That's the first type of filling that we really had in dentistry. Silver fillings are nice because they last a long, long time. The problem with the silver fillings that we learned over time is that they contain mercury. And that mercury can be, kind of like seep out. And so mercury is toxic. And so we actually don't even place silver fillings anymore in our practice. And in most states, even most countries, silver fillings are actually illegal to use. So what we use in our office are tooth clear fillings. Now, there's multiple types of tooth clear fillings. So in our office, we offer every single type. And the way we decide is what type we're going to use is based on what's going to be best for you, the patient. So if someone is more prone to tooth decay, we have special fillings that actually help fight and prevent tooth decay. If it's going to be at the front of the tooth, we want it to look beautiful. We have fillings that match really well naturally and blend in, so that way no one can even tell you even had a filling done. we also have some fillings that are, just stronger in material. And so depending on what we're going to do for that tooth, we can kind of customize our approach and choose what type of filling we're going to use so that you, the patient, are left with the best results. So many people have fear regarding the dental filling procedure because none of us want to experience pain. So it is important to know that the dental filling procedure, it does not hurt, given in the right hands of the doctor. So for me, most patients are going to have to be numb for a dental procedure. So the only pain that might be felt might be the pain of the shot. Now, for me, I have studied extensively to make that process comfortable for you because no one likes to get a shot, let alone in the mouth. It's the worst. So I have special techniques and processes and even special anesthetics that we use to make that process painless and pain-free for you, the patient. And that way, once you're numb, you'll feel nothing else. And so we are able to eliminate the pain of the shot. And that way, from that point on, if you have no pain with the shot, well, you're not going to feel any pain when it comes to the filling. And so it makes it a very comfortable procedure for you because that's what we're about here. It's about your comfort and getting you healthy and the most comfortable and satisfactory way. So when we get a tooth filling, there are some special instructions that we have to follow initially. But the instructions are fairly simple. What I tell patients is that you might be numb for a few minutes, so be cautious with eating. Once that numbness goes away, you can resume all normal activities. So flossing, brushing, everything can be done normal after you have a filling, even what you eat. One of my favorite phrases I'll tell patients, I'll say, eat to your heart's content. So you can have, if this tooth is restored, it's built back up again, it is ready to go. So you can go back to resuming all your normal daily activities, both eating, drinking, and also brushing and flossing. So something to know about dental fillings is that it's not a permanent solution. Dental filling is man-made. And so unfortunately, something that's man-made, it just doesn't last forever. Nowadays, though, we have amazing technology. Technology in this area is just constantly advancing. So dental fillings last a lot longer than they did in the past. But even so, it's still not something that's permanent. Now, what keeps a filling lasting long is when you, the patient, keep up your normal and good hygiene principles. So flossing and brushing, if you keep those up, then this filling is going to last a lot longer than it would if we neglect those things. And so because the number one reason that a filling has to be replaced is that over time, the seal of the filling can start to wear down. And when that seal wears down, then bacteria can get under. And as they get under, it can start a new cavity to form underneath the filling. So that's why if you keep up your hygiene, then that filling could essentially, it has the possibility to last you many, many decades. I mean, even your whole lifetime, potentially. But, keeping your hygiene can be a hard thing to do. And so that's why on average, a filling it lasts about 7 to 10 years. But that life can be lengthened much longer if we keep up our routine hygiene at home and also come in for our routine exams and hygiene visits. So one of the things that we can see too is if we start to see that seal breaking, there's things that we can do even to help reinforce that seal. That way that you get the longest life out of that filling. So tooth fillings range in cost because given the economy and the day times that we're in, cost is super important. So of course, the smaller the cavity, the less the cost. So a tooth filling can range from like $85 all the way to like $500, just depending on what is needed, how big it is, how much we have to protect the tooth. That's kind of the timeline on which things last. So of course, the sooner you get in, the sooner you get treated, it's going to be the least cost for you. A great question we get asked is, when do I schedule a dental appointment if I think I need a filling? So as soon as you start to see some discoloration in your tooth, you start to feel some sensitivity to cold, hot, sweet, you need to come in right away because that's your body signaling to you, telling you like, hey, something's going on. And of course, like I had mentioned in an earlier question, the longer we wait to take care of these things, the bigger the cost, the bigger the problem develops. So the faster you get in is going to be always the best to have a filling addressed. So call our office. Many times we can get patients in the same day because we don't want you to go a long time without this problem being treated. So it's important for us also to get you in promptly. That way, any of these concerns or issues are addressed in a timely, efficient manner. So today we covered a bunch of questions regarding dental fillings. I hope this video was informative to you. And so I thank you for your attention. The greatest way to know how to address these things and to see if we have things forming, developing, because oftentimes we don't always get the signals until things are too big. So the best thing to do is to come in, get a dental visit, and have a routine visit. So we would love to host you, love to take care of you. So if you would, you can call our office. Number is 210-734-5092. We'd love to address any and all needs that you have. I'm Dr. Jones, signing out.